Alright, so the newest Sea of Thieves update video recently came out, and we got our first look at the newest tall tale, the Heart of Fire. And here to join me to talk about it today, I got my good friend Bryce Pat.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back.
Hey. So, this tall tale is looking pretty good, I would say. It's going to be the next chapter in the Seabound Soul, one that just came out. And they said they're really emphasizing that they want to keep it highly cinematic, but also have some more gameplay elements in it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to because I love that all the cutscenes and like the professional like voice acting from the last Tall Tale. But if anything, it was just find Skull, have the man stab it, and then we're done. And while that
Pendragon.
was cool and all, I think it served its purpose as like the intro.
Yeah.
Tall Tale. We need some more stuff to do this
Yeah,
time.
it definitely felt like an intro. It was good, but I'd only ever played it once. I think we only ever
Yes,
bothered to do it once because it was more of like you're watching a movie almost, is what it felt like.
agree.
But this one looks like basically the next Sea of Thieves dungeon kind of thing. Kind of like how the
traps.
yeah, what's the first trap tall tale? I think like I can't remember the name of it. The Trickster, Art of the Trickster, had that first dungeon in the top left part of the map.
Oh, that's right.
With all the traps.
Mhm.
First time I did it, I pretty much screwed up. Took us like an hour to get that stronghold looking
Oh, that
keg.
was the one with the stronghold there.
Yeah, and I instantly blew up. Like on the first trap that you have to carry through.
Didn't the final Tall Tale also have like a parkour course?
Yeah, so well, yeah, the final tall tale was usually for me is the coolest part of the game, and this looks like it's going to bring more of that back. And that was a really big dungeon. After you unlocked, you had to get like the four keys or something, and you went down into that dungeon part, and it had the parkour and the traps you had to jump through. So this looks like it has more of that, which for me is my favorite part of the game. I think is the dungeon element. So they're adding a new trap called the fire trap, which looks pretty cool. It's got a nice element that it doesn't instantly kill you if you get hit by it, like everything else.
For sure. Yeah, it kind of reminded me, especially the one where the flames were like shooting down or shooting up from like the ceiling.
Yeah.
Gave me a this is from Destiny 2, but that Pyramidian strike where you got
Oh
like
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
laser walls.
Mm-hmm.
That's it kind of gave me that feel, except obviously the laser walls instantly kill you, so these will be much more forgiving, but it definitely gave off that kind of a feel,
Yeah,
which I'm all for.
I think that it looks like they're kind of replacing like the traps where the spikes would come out of the floor or the ceiling and instantly kill you.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it looks like it's gonna have a mix of stuff like that and the ones that do instantly kill you, like that swinging axe, which you see in the first part of the trailer.
Yeah, the spinning blade saw on the floor. Oof.
Oh, it also looks like there might be an interesting mechanic in the first little tidbit they show with the swinging axe going across the gap. If you really look at it, that gap is pretty big. Like it almost looks like you need to sword lunge across it
Oh,
through an axe. So you might want to bring a sword. Put that double gun away for just this one.
for just this one moment.
Just for this moment, you might need your sword.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
are you looking at it?
Yeah, it's with the anchor swinging back and forth,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the anchor swinging back and forth. It looks like a big gap that you might need a
Right.
sword lunge across.
And it definitely looks like the end that you'll be standing on is at a higher elevation than where you need to go, which would definitely help with having the sword lunge across.
Also, I think the other really cool part about this is that they're gonna have three different paths that you go through for this tall tale, adding some much needed replayability.
Oh god, like because I love doing my tall tales, and some of them are really cool. But
Yeah,
you look at the accommodations, and it's like do it 5 times. I'm like, no, I'm
yeah.
not doing the spyglass in the sky, looking at the constellation. I'm not doing that 5 times.
You don't want to
That
do
was
that.
rough once. It took 2 hours. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. Now, having three different paths to go down looks. I mean, I want to do it at least three times. I'll say that.
Yeah, do
Um,
it for each path. Exactly.
we're starving Sea of Thieves players with content. We're gonna do everything.
Exactly.
So I'll take three different paths. And if the the commendation for doing it 5 times is interesting enough, then maybe we'll do it
Instead
5.
of it just being doubloons or something
Especially
like that.
yeah, especially if it's a really focused tall tale in terms of it being a dungeon. Like you start going to the dungeon. It's not like you have to spend an hour sailing around collecting something miscellaneous and then bring it to the dungeon, and then you start like a 5-minute dungeon or something.
I feel like this is just a hunch, kind of based off the feel of like the whole dungeon,
Mm-hmm.
like dungeon aspect and the traps and stuff. I feel like in this there's gonna be a third tall tale, or either third tall tale or like a third set of tall tales after this one that kind of wrap up the Flameheart saga. I feel like this one is gonna be us focusing on trying to gain a certain advantage over Captain Flameheart, whether that's a way to just straight up kill him or a way to like
Mm-hmm.
better
Banish him.
combat his like fire his ship and like his fire cannons and stuff. So I feel like this is like the second act of like the whole storyline where we find something that gives us an advantage, and then we eventually take that to whoever we need to take it to, and then the next tall tale comes out, and then we go and
So you think the
kill
whole Flameheart tall tale series is gonna be just 3 tall tales?
I'm not sure if like that's what I was saying, whether it's going to be a standalone tall tale or be like a batch of smaller tall tales. I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but I
it's
have
hard
a
to
feel.
say.
I don't know. I get a feeling. Just I mean, this is just from watching the 60 seconds
Mm-hmm.
on the screen, but it's just the hunch I get from playing so many games and watching so many like fantasy movies and things
Yeah,
like that. Where
I think my previous assumption that we would get like a really big year 2 update with like 9 tall tales in it is not gonna be happening. Because
yeah, that is
it's
unfortunate.
because
Yeah.
it's March and we've not heard anything about that, so I don't think that's gonna be happening.
Well, I mean, didn't the anniversary update come out in April?
Yeah, it came out in April, but I mean, I talked about it in March or February, so
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't think that's happening this year. Um,
Big sad.
but I mean, they're adding new stuff, so I'll keep taking it.
Exactly.
9 tall tales at once is probably a big undertaking.
Just a bit.
So that's about it for the tall tale from the update. They also added in the new throwable. Did you see that?
Oh, and the chain shot, right?
Yeah, the chain shot's coming in. The detail about the chain shot is that it does like full damage to any ship part.
Oh.
So one chain shot destroys a mast or an
Oh,
anchor
crap.
or your wheel
Okay.
completely. So
That's
that's
a
gonna
goof.
that's gonna suck. But it does no damage like to the ship's hull.
Oh,
So
so you have
that's
to,
the
you're
trade-off.
aiming it for the critical parts.
Yeah, so if you
Oh,
don't hit that critical
okay.
part, you're not doing anything with it.
All right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a little bit of a trade-off, but yeah, if you hit someone's mass with that, it's going down.
Yeah.
So that's the chain shots getting added in, and then I can't remember what it was called, but basically like a grenade, the pirate grenade,
Yeah.
with some knockback, I guess. I don't know if I'm sure it does some damage as well.
I'd assume it. Yeah, I assume it probably does a little. I know it can be used as a cannonball, but it doesn't do any damage to the ship. It just knocks it back.
It just moves it a little bit,
Yeah.
gives it a little love tap.
So that about covers all the new content coming next week to Sea of Thieves. We look forward to playing it and learning much more about Captain Flameheart. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, a positive rating would be appreciated, and hit that subscribe button for more quality content.
Yeah, that was a pretty good outro, Bryce. Thanks.
I tried to add some inflection in there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Ugh.
All right, see you guys.